All right, what's going on, traders? So I'm back. Okay, it's the first video I made in a while because we had all kinds of stuff going on at the house. Man, my wife ended up getting sick, was hospitalized. I had to deal with my kids. It was just crazy. Okay, so I had to take a step back, take a deep breath, catch myself, and I've done that. And so now I'm back to pumping out my content. And if anybody knows me, I know I love a couple of things on the planet: my wife and children, football, stock trading, and golf. You can add music to that. That's what I'm about. So when you ever see me talking, I'm going to probably be talking about one of those things. Okay, and so I like to do a recap of my trading day, and today is of course the third. And let's look at what happened for me. Okay, so I was, if you don't know, I always look at what's popping pre-market. I'm looking at stocks that are very active and volatile that are up in excess of 20% in pre-market, and just kind of that show me that they want to move, that they got that they're trying, to get some things going. And so this morning, these are the stocks that I found that had some movement, and volume. Volume always matters to me. So anyway, CON. Here was my game plan. I said stock is up this morning on merger news, has pre-market resistance at 0.48, and is a pre-market buy at 2.4. Will be willing to test that price at that location. Unfortunately, I didn't get the opportunity. Okay, I had an audible called for this, but I didn't run the audible. Okay, and so this one opened here, and we can see it shot up from 35 and went high. And look at this big candle, and it basically broke out of the pre-market high. So it was what I would refer to as an intraday breakout, meaning that the pre-market volume and price action that it was breaking out of that component. So that's what I refer to as an intraday breakout. So anyhow, it did do that. Okay, but I don't trade the first 15 minutes. I just wait. And so I was looking at this huge candle down here, and once I saw this, I knew it would not come down here. So the next best opportunity, which was, I can call it a miss, was here. The reason why here, in my opinion, is better than here is because the volume and the amount of buying, the size of this particular candle. This tells me that the people are serious at this price. So I put my order in because see these smaller stocks, these sub a dollar stocks, sometimes they just pull back further. And I didn't know, but I knew for a fact that on the pre-market, this is where I see action. So I'll put my order in at 34.347. And it just didn't get executed, and that's fine. It ended up coming down here. I would have probably had to execute at 36. I would have had to trust this candle and this price and this volume here. And then I would have took a shot there. That was really the only play that set up for me today, and it didn't pull back just far enough for me to get in. And that's fine. Sometimes you just go tradeless, and that's actually a good thing. It means that you were sitting on your hands and waiting for the pitch that you were looking for. Okay, so because of that, I let it go. But we see that it pulled back in here to 35, and it ran up to I think it's like 42 or 43. So it actually, considering if I would have got in at 36, but I did not. But considering if I would have, that would have been every time it moves 3.6 cents. That's 10% gain. So it would have been over 20% winner. But the bottom line is I did not get that trade, and such is life. We don't lose any sleep over it, okay? But this was a good potential play. It showed strength early, and then it just faded late. And that's just how some of them go. MITO, this was popping pre-market, and here's the game plan. I always get, for those of you who don't know, I get up early, I see what's going on, and I write a game plan in the morning pre-market. And so I'm never just randomly doing anything. Anything that I'm going to do, there's a plan tied to it, okay? So here we go. Stock is up on FDA approval news. Has pre-market resistance at 365. Do your stuff, Camille. Has pre-market resistance at 365 and a pre-market buy area at 197. We'll wait for that area to test. The 250s are, well, probably I had a typo. 250s are a potential play. Isn't potential. It should be potentially is in play because of the 15-minute chart MA. Okay, So what was I talking about this morning? This thing was fading, and I said, okay, if I'm gonna buy it, I'm gonna buy it at the MA. The reason why I did not is because I like this strong candle, but I like it here, where I see that it starts and it launches there. I don't know where I'm sure I could have broke it down into a 5 minute time frame to get a better idea of where would have been a good area to buy. But I really like to base everything off the 15-minute chart because it's just so much clearer to me. Um, it just becomes crystal clear, and you don't have to take chances that are not necessary. Okay, so anyhow, look at this one. It comes in here, sits down for 15 minutes, and then boom, breaks out of the pre-market high. So it's an intraday breakout, and it really ran. I think it got halted at about 370, and I was potentially going to play this as a dip buy when it pulled back to VWAP right around here at 365ish. But I did not because it got halted. I have a rule: I don't trade halted stocks. I've seen them work. But I've also seen some very bad things happen with the halt. Okay, and so I'm good. You halt, I'm done with you. So that's just my own little personal rule. But you can see that it's set up, and it gave opportunities, and just didn't work out for me, and that's okay because I'm working my plan. KMPH, data game plan. Stock is up on FDA approval for an ADHD deal. Has pre-market resistance at 58 and a pre-market pivot buy at 40. We'll test this area when stock comes down. Okay. So here we go. Why did I make that decision? So here we go. You see it here. The reason why I didn't touch this stock is because, look, it tested it in the first 15 minutes. I do not play the first 15 minutes. So I let this all shake out, and then it became clear. I was like, man, this came here. This looks a little on the weak side. And so my gut decision just said, let it go. And I did. And so I don't have any remorse about that. I don't feel bad about it. Just is what it is. This one didn't work out, and I didn't trade it because it pulled in too fast during the first 15 minutes. That's my personal opinion. I have been whipsawed more than enough times in that first 15 minutes to where I'll just wait and let you definitively tell me which direction you want to go. INO, like this one. Okay. Plan. Stock is moving on coronavirus news. Daily shows that it rarely holds its gains. Look at all this. Every time it gets up, look at this, just sell off. Okay. It rarely holds its gains, but a lot of bottoming tails. Bottoming tails is the bottom wicks of these big candles. So, it pulls back and then it bounces back up. So, of course, I see that and I say worth getting in at a low price. I'm interested in testing 450 because of the 15 MA. If it cracks. Okay. Hold on a second. Here, let me see. My apologies. If it cracks lower than 4, I can basically was saying I can test it at 4. I would be okay with that. So that's what I was looking to do with that particular stock. And this was a good one today. As we can see, it never really came down to test my areas that I have my own. Okay, you're not done. What did I just say? Keep doing it until I tell you to stop. Okay, this is not a debate. We're not talking about this. Don't even ask me again or you won't be able to go outside. Sorry about that. Anyway, it didn't pull back into my area that I was willing to buy it at. And so, such is life. Hold on. Here, Malik. It's loading to the next one, so just wait. Yeah, it didn't pull into my area. So I didn't worry about it. I just let it go. Yeah, I let it go. And because I don't trade later in the day, this did break out. This was an intraday breakout, and you can see what is this? I think this is around 11:30ish, which is 2:30ish around East Coast time. This thing did it, and it didn't kind of do it. It did big. Okay, it broke. What is that? 572, and as of now, when I took this screenshot, it was as high as 9. So yeah, it had a pretty good day. It almost doubled. from today's open. So, it just lets me know that my eyes are in the right place, and that I'm glad that I stick to my script, because it keeps me out of a lot of trouble. Camille, sit down properly. Don't turn back around here. You understand? You need to do your work, and I'm not going to tell you again. This is the last opportunity you're going to get to do this the right way. Yeah. So anyway, sometimes you get some, and there's days you might go a couple of days without a trade, but the bottom line is you just got to keep working, and stick to the script of what you are your trading plan, and that's what I'm doing, and that's why I'm having the success that I'm having. So no trades for me today, unfortunately. Could have forced one, but it wouldn't have fully fell into what I was planning on doing. So we'll be back at them tomorrow. Very happy with the opportunity, and we'll just leave it at that. Okay. All right. With that said, I'll be coming at you guys much more regularly. I apologize that things just kind of got slow on me, and that is just that's just kind of life. It happens. So all right, I'm gonna go ahead, let this video render, and I'll be at you tomorrow morning with another dose. Not tomorrow morning, but around this time tomorrow. Where's my cursor? I can't even see it. But yeah, we'll be back at you tomorrow around this time when we do the recap for tomorrow. So catch you later.